What is up, mates? My name is Ragoline, and welcome to the podcast on June 2025. So today, this month, I'm gonna talk about my hobbies. I want to essentially tell what I'm keen on, what I really like, and what I do not like. Let's begin with books, because I know how to read, even though I not always like doing it. Like, for example, when I'm playing video games, I don't like reading while I'm playing because I am playing because I want to essentially do what I like. And even though I like reading, it is something whole different. I like to read in the evening when there's only me. There's the world, the universe in the book, right? Or, for example, when I'm reading to Felix and I don't know, my wife is next to us and we can just lie down. I'm sitting. I hate reading while lying, and still, yeah, and everyone's listening to me, and I'm reading out loud, and it makes sense, I guess. I don't know. I like doing it. And about books. Firstly, well, I used to really like dystopian books, like Brave New World, like 1940, like 1984, like there's one Russian book, which is about dystopian world, basically. Bradbury, well, I can't say that I'm really into Bradbury and the 400 how many Fahrenheit is, well, sort of fine. I'm not really into the book. And then there's wait a second. Yeah. Well, there's more. Okay. There's more books, more dystopian books, like oh my god, I don't remember the name. Well, it doesn't matter. Anyway, yeah, I used to like those really much. Then I found out that I don't know, it's kind of too difficult and maybe too dark, you know. Well, excluding Brave New World, because that book is more like utopian, not dystopian. I love those books, but I can't say that those are my favorites. I think that my favorite books are adventure ones, because I was a huge fan of, for example, The Hobbit, and then Back Again. I liked. Right now, I'm reading some children's books that I like. I liked when I was a child myself, and now I wanted to read those once more and read more of those. Those are called, I don't remember how they are called in English, so I'm just gonna skip on that. Let's continue. I like reading classical Russian books. Like, for example, right now I'm reading Anna Karenina, and maybe you know who that is. I mean, the book. Maybe you know who Tolstoy is, for example. And it really makes a lot of sense while reading those. It brings you some ideas like how to live your life or something like this. I don't know if it makes sense even. Like right now, yeah, I like this kind of literature, and I'm reading a lot of books right now about raising a child. Obviously, I mean, Felix is sleeping in the next room, and I want to give him a childhood that I want to say he deserves, and I guess everyone deserves, but a lot of us don't get because of our parents. I'm not sure that it is okay to say things like that, like my parents were the best, even though they weren't perfect, aren't perfect, their life. But still, I mean, some things are not that great like they could be. In my opinion, maybe it's good, but still, I don't know. I was raised spoiled, and I'm not sure that a human being, a child, should be like that. Especially that I'm not a child anymore. Okay, let's move on because I already switched the topic. The next subtopic is films. Let's talk a little bit about films. What films I do like? I used to be a fan of Christopher Nolan, but since the last film of his about the first nuclear bomb, I mean, that one was so, I guess, difficult. It was too difficult for a film. It was too difficult. You had to think, you had to listen to the dialogues. I mean, I want to watch films when it's just about, well, watch the picture like Marvel. I watched all of the Marvel. Infinity War is my favorite film, maybe among all. At least among all Marvel films. I love. I mean, I think my favorite films are the Lord of the Rings, 3 parts, and the Return of the King is my very favorite. But I also like Interstellar so much. I mean, it used to be my very favorite, like, standalone film, but right now, I don't know. I like something much easier. Like, I love when me and my wife, and well, Felix is there also. We lie down on the bed. We turn on the the TV, but we turn on the film that we want, and it's something easy to watch. Some comedy or maybe romantic comedy, something like this, and we just watch and love, and that's it. We don't have to think or something, because I like when we just spend time well, laughing and maybe not really doing anything, you see, because once we watch the film that has an idea that is difficult, has so many dialects, well, it becomes harder to watch, essentially, because you have to think, you have to turn on your brain. And I like it right now when you don't have to do all of this. You can just sit and watch and laugh. For example, um, I used to like so many difficult smart movies, all that stuff, but right now I want something much easier, and I honestly like it that I'm like that right now, just because there are so many things that I have to do, that I have to think of and stuff. Like we're applying for a mortgage, which is, well, besides Felix, is the biggest thing in our life, because it's 30 years of, well, paying for a house. Basically, yeah. And still, I like it, and films make it easier mm, to stick with things you have to do when, well, besides work, besides something important. And films are that thing that when you don't have to do anything, you don't have to think a lot, and you're just relaxing. Okay, the next subtopic is games, video games, and board games. For example, we love the pastime playing board games. We have a lot of them, and the most we like the most. Well, I really love Monopoly, and we really like the game which is about Lovecraft, something like horror. It's like ancient horror, something like this. Even though the game takes about 6-8 hours when we decide to play it, we still like doing it, because it's whole day that you are playing one board game, and it's very cool. Like Jenga, we have Jenga, and some different other games that we are playing, well, used to play, but I mean, we just really don't have time for it. Again, also at some point because of Felix, which is fine, because he's a child. He is, the moment I release this video, this podcast, he is 2.5 months old, which is great. He is just the best. But we're gonna talk about that. Video games. So, yeah, there are also games like in the street, like sports, maybe something. I don't want to talk about that. I don't do sports. I used to swim. That's it. I used to play basketball, but not on some level. Like just in the street with friends. That's it. Uh, yeah. So video games. The best. My favorite standalone video game is The Last of Us. My favorite games are StarCraft ones. I also really love Warcraft games. I like Diablo. Well, I am enjoying all the Blizzard games that were released, let's say, before. What's the name of that game? Not Hammerwatch. Well, I loved previous Blizzard. Let's say that. I even one day I asked my wife to play World of Warcraft together, and we played until her laptop died. Basically, I'm not gonna tell what's the reason or something, but still, we played. We got to level 20, I think. We played Undead, so it was cool. Okay, video games, yeah. I also like playing casual video games. I like mid-core ones, but again, not always. Like playing StarCraft, Warcraft, yeah, for sure. Like anytime you want. But again, some maybe shooters or like first person, third person, doesn't matter. Maybe even real-time strategies, different ones, they all mid-core. And I can't say that I love them so much that I can play them anytime, like ever. But I still, yeah, I like them. But right now, again, for the same reasons, like with books, no, like with films, I like playing easier video games, like casual ones. I like games, yeah, when they're about some management and stuff. So, yeah, basically like survivors, like what's the name of that game that is about family after the nuclear war, but not 60 seconds. It's something not unpapered. That's my brother's video game that he released more than, I think, 10 years ago on Android. Yeah, it doesn't matter. So, yeah. Essentially, long story short, I like casual games that are easier. I hate hardcore games when it's like Souls-like games and you want to do something and you can't do it. I remember playing Bloodborne and I didn't even know how to I want to say how to start the game at some point. Yeah. So I hated it almost in the very beginning. I played a little bit of it, but still it was terrible for me. I understand that people like hardcore games because they want to show everyone and themselves that they can do it and stuff, but what's the point, really? So Actually, I played Bloodborne. I have a video on this channel, Ragoline original. That's it. Okay. Next one is work, which is weird because hobbies. This one is for the hobbies, this podcast. Well, work, I like my work. I liked actually all of my jobs. I like working. I like besides that, okay, let's not talk about the job. I used to, and I still am, work on video games, my own ones. I haven't updated our bats, our heroes, our planetary, our deck for several years, so it's not about that, but still, I like just working at them and having the result. Then I would also like writing a book. I mean, I have one in Russian, but still, I think I can do more. But it takes time and it needs to focus on that. So maybe later. Still, right now I have 3 YouTube channels. This one, Ragoline Original, Ragoline Ru, and Ragoline Gaming, where I am playing and completing and overviewing game designs of video games. There are so many of them. Yeah, let's move on. Children. Hobbies. Children. Interesting, right? Especially with the fact that I have just one son, Felix, who is, I think he's sleeping. Or maybe eating. That's just like 2 things that he may do. No, it's not right. He also can be talking. I mean, he doesn't talk, he is I don't know the word in English. It's like going, something like this. So he is making the noises, almost trying to say something. But again, he is 2 months old right now. Like in 2 days, he will be 2 months old. And he can't be talking so far, which is fine. And I love spending time with him. I love, like, yesterday was the first day when we walked in the park, only 2 of us, like father and the son. And it was just great. And wife was at home. I'm finally having some time for her, because it's incredible how many things she does for me, for Felix, well, mostly for Felix, but for the family, let's say that. And I thought that she needs some time for her own. Maybe one day I'll take Felix, we'll go for a walk, and she will play Sims. Yeah, that's gonna be great. But still, yeah, I love everything about Felix, about our child, about I don't know. I love my life. I love my wife. I love Felix. Basically. And so maybe someday we'll have another one of those. Another child. hopefully a daughter, because, we've already had a son. Now it's time for a girl. Okay. Still, it's just an idea. I can't say that it's mostly in my head. Maybe it's in both of us. But still, we are heading forward. And yet, so far, we are not even thinking about that because, again, we have a child. We have to raise him. We have to do it really good. Because if we don't, it's not gonna be great. If it makes any sense, yeah, that's it. I love children and I want to have more at some point, but if we don't, it's all fine. Let's move on to the last subtopic, Spanish. Let's switch the language, el idioma. Y yo puedo hablar español un poquito, pero me gusta hablar español, pero pero no tanto, porque es difícil a menudo, a veces. Yeah, and basically that's it. That's my Spanish. No, I really like, and at some point I want to talk to some Spanish-speaking people. But I don't know, I need to prepare, at least I'm telling myself that I need to prepare for that. Again, at this point, I've been learning Spanish for almost 6 years, if I'm not mistaken, which is incredible. It can't sit in my head. It wants to live somewhere just because. Can you just imagine? I've been learning a language, Spanish language, for more than 5 years right now. Almost 6, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe almost 7. I haven't counted so far. I have something like B2, B2 as mi nivel, but again, maybe somewhere in between B1 and B2. That's where I am. And I don't remember the difficult words. I remember just, I learn just the easy ones so I can talk. I know the grammar. Spanish grammar is very amazing. I like, I don't know, learning it. Essentially, yeah, that's it. And after I finish Spanish, it will be after a year, I think. Who knows? I will be learning Latin just because I've always wanted. No, I'm lying. While learning Spanish, I realized that I want to learn Latin, so I see the origins of all the European languages. Well, it's not really true, but most of the European languages. And also, then I will, at least I want to learn Chinese, but I'm not sure that it will be fine for me to do this with Duolingo. Felix has woken up. Woke up. Yeah, basically. Grammar. English grammar. Okay. That's it, actually. Yo puedo hablar español un poquito más, pero yo no sé qué quiero decir. Yo tengo un hijo, su nombre es Félix. En realidad su nombre es Félix en ruso, pero en inglés es Félix. Así que yo lo digo así. Yo no sé qué hablar sobre qué. Así que es el final de este podcast. Y muchas gracias por escucharme. Hasta luego. Thank you very much for watching this video or maybe listening to this podcast. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please press the like button, subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet, and maybe leave a comment down below. I would really appreciate that. Have a nice life.